Now we all know that we need to shallow this club out like the pros are doing. Why do I see so many players have trouble with this? Well, it comes down to two very important motions. Number one is with your right forearm. If you use this the correct way, which I'm gonna show in a second, it'll make it way easier to get that club shallow. And number two, I'm actually gonna take this head cover and talk about how it's gonna smooth out your tempo. If you're quick from the top, it's not gonna work. Also, it's gonna help you to feel shallowing once and for all. Let's start with the forearm. So if you're arm wrestling, imagine you're standing straight up and down here. If I'm gonna arm wrestle somebody and I'm gonna make my arm internally rotate like this to win the arm wrestle match, what I'm doing here is I'm taking from my shoulder and I'm rotating inward with my forearm. That's kind of slamming their hand down like this. Now that would be an over the top in a golf swing. So if I go to the top of the swing and now arm wrestle, it's going over the top. That's a powerful move. It feels very strong when you arm wrestle or slam that club down. And that's why, one of the reasons why a lot of players start over the top. We actually want to do the opposite of that when we shallow out. We're going to be taking this arm wrestling move and doing a reverse arm wrestle, which is going to tuck the elbow in and externally rotate the forearm. And what that's gonna do when you do that motion now, if you rotate that in, all of a sudden my elbow's tucked, my club is shallowing out like that, and that really makes it easy to make this happen. Now, I wanna do something with the head cover to really get the feeling of this. I wanna feel the momentum of the club head going from outside my hands to inside my hands. This is exactly how you should feel in transition in the golf swing. So by putting a head cover on your club, it gives it a little bit extra weight. Now we're going to take it back to here, just halfway back. And from here, I'm going to exaggerate and actually get a little wrist bend so that I'm basically putting this club way outside my hands. And then I'm going to practice that reverse arm wrestle move 4 or 5 times. So I'm going to let my arm rotate this way, and it's going to shallow that club out. As I'm doing that, I'm going to feel that club, if I'm looking from face on, move from here to there, going behind my body. Now the last piece of this, as I'm doing these little reverse arm wrestle move, my body needs to be opening up or starting the downswing as that's happening. This isn't a backswing move. I'm not going back to here and then coming down. This is a downswing move. So I'm actually letting my body open up as that's happening. So you can see my hips and my body are opening as I'm shallowing this club out. That's what all the great pros are doing. And if you see somebody who does this way extreme, his swing almost looks exactly like that because he's doing tons and tons of shallowing. That would be a Matt Wolf. He's starting with that club out there and then shallowing it in the transition. Now, we're never gonna do anything like that in the full swing, but that's a sensation that you wanna have. So as you go to the top of the swing, I'm getting a little reverse arm wrestle as my body opens up. That shallows the club out and drops it to the inside. Now, if I want to make this even better and make sure that my transition isn't killing all this for me, I'm not getting too quick to make this happen, I like to take my driver head cover and actually put it on my hybrid. This actually does a really cool thing for this drill. So now this head cover is on there really loose. There's 2 head covers, it gives it a little extra weight. I can feel this even better. And if I get quick from the top, that head cover is going to fly right off very easily because it just slides very easily. Now these ping head covers work well for that. If you have one with the kind of elastic at the bottom, it's not going to fly off, but you'll definitely feel what I'm talking about here. So as I go to the top of the swing, I have to be very smooth. I'm going to do that same thing there, hands feeling like their club head is a little bit out. And then as I shallow, I'm going to feel 2 things. If I'm looking from the down the line view, I'm going to feel like this club goes from steeper angle to shallowing angle as I start my downswing. And number 2, if I'm looking from the face on angle, I'm going to feel like it's dropping behind my body, almost like this head cover would be falling to the ground back here. Now, if you're too quick from the top, that arm wrestle move is always going to take over. And if I do that and I go real quick, you'll see that head cover flies off very early in the downswing. What I want you to do is I want you to feel the weight of that head cover go behind your body, and then I want to be really smooth to open it up, and I don't want that head cover to fly off until the ball. So do a few of those practice swings, get the rhythm of that. That's going to not only allow you to get that reverse arm wrestle move, but it's also going to allow you to be smooth enough to make that happen. If you're quick from the top, it's going to cast, it's going to throw the arm out. You're really never going to be able to make that happen. So now that I've felt that, I'm going to feel like I make a normal swing. That club's naturally going to want to shallow out from the inside. Let's go ahead and give it a whirl. There we go, hit that one good. Nice little draw, pretty hard hit. Now you'll notice how I got that tight draw on there. A lot of players, when they first shallow this club out, because that club is going more from the inside, that face will tend to open a little bit and you may hit some blocks out to the right. Now, you're actually halfway there. The first half is getting it shallow, but the second half, and what you have to do extra of, if you're gonna shallow that club out, is you're gonna have to square up the face more by using the wrist properly, really rotating those wrists, getting the momentum of the club, turning on over this way through contact. You see, if I'm over the top, I'm kind of shutting the face already. You can see my face is pointing to the left there. And if I'm really exaggerating here, obviously, but if I'm coming a little bit steeper, that club face is wanting to shut down. I don't have to do the wrist move like we're talking about and what the pros are doing. So now that you shallow it out, you need to use your wrist. And if you find yourself flipping or cupping, this is huge. This is a really, really big one for you. Once you learn to use the wrist properly, it's going to make the game a whole lot easier. You're going to get in all those pro positions that you've always wanted to be in. I'm going to play a preview from one of my best drills. I call it the tennis racket drill. That's going to help you to get those pro wrist angles and square that face up the right way. That way you get forward shaft lean with all your iron shots. You get tons of lag. You release the club in front instead of flipping and casting. It's really going to bring this whole thing together. So piece number one was shallowing out, doing the drills that we did here. Pair that up with the proper way to square the face, and you have the whole picture then. So I'll play a preview of that video here in 1 second. All you need to do is go ahead and click the card that pops up on your screen, or if you don't see the cards, that's okay. Go down to the link below in the description and you'll get instant access to the tennis racket drill. It really makes it easy to properly square up the wrist and properly release the club once and for all. Best of luck, and I'll see you in the tennis racket drill. Player problems. We're going to talk about shallowing that club shaft out as we're starting down, as we're doing this rotating of the face that we worked on in the last video. As we start this downswing, what you'll see with basically all of the top players is, instead of coming kind of over the top and letting the hands come out away from their body, letting the club come out away from their body, again coming down steep into the ball and then having to open up, kind of fillet open the face and add loft to it, the flattening of the shaft should happen as soon as we start down. So as we start this downswing, what we want to have happening here, you can imagine that if I draw a line from the hosel of my club up through my right elbow, that's my swing plane line, my elbow plane. As I go to the top of the swing, I'm going to be slightly above that. And then as I start down, I want my hands to start to shallow out. I want the club to shallow out inside of this elbow plane. And at the same time,